Good evening, welcome to the Pearl Report. I'm Diana Lin. If you see someone lying on the road wounded, would you lend a helping hand? Well, many mainlanders would be wary. After all, they might be falsely accused or even blackmailed for having caused the injury. In the last of our three-part series, the Pearl Report looks at the fall of the Good Samaritan and the realities of road etiquette in mainland China.
你说我这人呢，有个最大的缺点，就是太好多管闲事儿。哎呀，啥也没看着。哎呀，哎呀。
哎呀，你们
要好吧？
哎，你们
稍微有点良心好吧？
他们良心嘛，人家是哎，那种上下来的。
Jianxi district in Luoyang City. 21-year-old Liu Yongyin and his family opened this grocery store last year. Business was steady until 3 months ago when something unimaginable happened. At about 3 p.m. on February 10th, an 80-year-old woman came to buy food. Upon leaving, she fell down the stairs. Liu Yongyin was close by and rushed to help her.
I put some newspaper beneath her and helped her sit on the stairs. I said, "Auntie, are you okay?" Then perhaps the old woman was confused. She said, "Why'd you hurt me?"
The old woman insisted Liu had pushed her. He tried to explain, but she persisted and held on to him.
The old woman kept saying I had pushed her. She said she's not blackmailing me and didn't want compensation from me. She just said I should take her to the hospital. I said that was nonsense. If I took you to the hospital, who would pay the medical fees, right? I said, "Ask your family to come here." She refused. She said, "You take me to the hospital. My leg, my back and my head hurt." I was helpless, so I called the police.
When the police arrived, the two stuck to their own accounts. Seeing a CCTV at the front door, the police suggested reviewing the footage. The footage showed the old lady fell on her own.
We checked it 2 to 3 times and confirmed it repeatedly that I didn't push her. I was proved innocent. I didn't push her.
In recent years, the mainland saw a high incidence of people helping the elderly only to be falsely accused of causing harm. In November 2006, Pang Yu, a youth in Nanjing, helped an old woman up after she fell and fractured her bones. She accused him of knocking her down and sued him in court. The judge said if Pang Yu did not knock the old woman down, he should have left without helping her. He said this behavior was contrary to reason and ordered him to compensate her 40% of her loss. That's 45,000 yuan. Pang appealed. The two sides reconciled out of court. In June 2008, a 20-year-old Xi'an resident, Zhang Heng, helped an old man who'd fallen. The elderly person accused Zhang of hitting him while reversing his car. Bystanders exonerated Zhang. In August 2011, in Nantong, Jiangsu province, bus driver Yin Hongbin helped an old woman who'd been injured, but she blamed him. His name was cleared by video footage taken on the bus. In October 2013, in Shantou, Guangdong province, 2 secondary school students helped an old man who'd been hit by a drunken motorcyclist. He accused them of being the culprits, but later admitted he was befuddled. Some have been proven innocent, while others have been ordered by courts to pay up, including 24-year-old Wu Jundong. Wu Jundong hails from Jinhua in Zhejiang. One afternoon 3 years ago, he was riding his three-wheeled motorcycle through a village when he accelerated to overtake an old couple on an electric bike. After driving 10 meters, he heard someone shouting behind him. He turned to see the couple on the ground and rushed to help them.
The old woman immediately said I hit her. I was so shocked by what she said, I didn't know what to do. I could only call my dad.
Wu Jundong says the two bikes never crashed, but the old couple insisted Wu knocked them down. 10 minutes later, Wu's father came and, thinking his son had hit the couple, sent them to hospital and paid 1,000 yuan in medical fees, while police questioned his son. That night, Wu Jundong returned home to tell his father the facts.
The next day, the couple's family came to ask us for money, saying if you don't pay up, we'll blame your son. They threatened us. My dad told them to go ahead. The next day, they threatened us again, and we ignored them. On the third day, they returned. The couple's granddaughter admitted the family was greedy. They wouldn't go to a normal hospital, only to Hangzhou's hospital. Days later, even before the report on the vehicles came out, they called and asked us to send over 20,000 yuan.
The case was brought to court. 2 reports showed no sign of the bikes having crashed. But the Jinhua City Wuchang District People's Court said Wu wasn't driving totally safely. He didn't push his horn before overtaking. And the bikes were only 40 to 50 centimeters apart, too close. It sentenced Wu to bear the bulk of the onus and compensate the old couple 70% of their economic loss. That's 70,000 yuan. Wu Jundong appealed. The Jinhua Intermediate People's Court confirmed Wu did press the horn, but thought his careless driving caused the accident. Wu appealed to the Supreme People's Court, which found nothing wrong with the second sentence and rejected the case.
I thought courts go by the evidence. Like what happened to me, the evidence was there, but they chose to ignore it. I feel very aggrieved.
Cases such as Wu Jundong's and the subsequent court decisions have sparked nationwide debate.
People conclude they can't be good Samaritans anymore. They must play it safe. Do-gooders won't be rewarded because you lent a hand, you might be sued and have to compensate lots of money. Not pay up some money, but lots of money.
Hu Xingdou studies mainland China's problems. He said some elderly people falsely accuse those who help them because they're cheating blackguards, while others do it because they just can't afford thousands of yuan in medical fees.
In mainland China, medical fees exceed normal people's affordability. Unless you work for a party or company unit which secures your medical expenses. A minority has insurance covering the bulk of medical fees. Otherwise, a normal family just can't afford costly medical fees.
眼前这名老人躺在路中间，又是咬牙又是蹬腿，全身不停发抖，把路过的行人都吓坏了。好心人赶紧喊来120，但老人却拒绝被抬上担架去医院，大家只好将他转移到路边。
刚才检查也没问题啊？
没问题，这些生命体征都正常。
他没事了，躺在路上是不是？床上像个人没饿成，下不来台了。
Earlier, a hot media topic was whether you should help an elderly fallen on the ground. A website surveyed 1,100 people. 45% said they would help.
It's normal behavior, whether it's an elderly, a child, anyone. If he falls, you help him up. That's completely normal.
But 55% chose not to help, but pretend they didn't see it.
I think there are few good Samaritans left. And if they continue to do good without reward, I think there'll be even fewer of them.
Nice people are falsely accused, so many people choose not to help at all. The result is the needy get no help. Some even die as a result. Not helping goes against your conscience. Helping might invite trouble. So some have suggested succor, Chinese style. Take a picture or video, find a witness before lending a hand. More on that after the break. Welcome back to the Pearl Report. With the unconscionable behavior of road users becoming entrenched on the mainland, some cities are taking measures to encourage people to help each other again. But this comes after lives have been lost. Every day, Chen Jie drives to work from her home in Beijing's Chaoyang district. 3 months ago, passing this spot, she saw a crowd surrounding an old man.
Passing by here, I saw people crowding around. I was just turning right and saw an old man surrounded by many people. He was lying in a pit by the tree. I stopped my car here.
She alighted and saw the old man's head was bleeding. He sat by the tree, but no one approached him.
In the surrounding crowd, there were people here, looking. People there looked on, and also from here, also looking, but no one did anything.
She vacillated. Should she help him?
I was also afraid. Would he blackmail me and say I knocked him down? Because it's often said on TV, when an old person falls down and a good Samaritan helps him up, he'll accuse him of causing his fall.
Finally, she made a decision.
I snapped photos to show I didn't do it, then helped him up.
Complying with the old man's wishes, Chen Jie drove him home and then to the doctor's. She took 2 more pictures. The old man, 81-year-old Liu Chazheng, was on his way home after shopping. Midway on a zebra crossing, he suddenly felt dizzy and fell onto the ground. He crawled to the roadside and tried standing up, but felt faint and fell down again. His nose hit the tree by the road and bled profusely. Eventually, he had 13 stitches. He said he felt he had an audience, but no one helped him.
Of course, it was very dangerous. Wasn't an obvious matter. Luckily, Miss Chen came along. If not, who'd care about me? No one. Just waiting would be problematic.
3 months after the incident, Liu Chazheng brought a gift for his savior, Chen Jie. He says Chen Jie was right to take a photo before helping him.
She did the right thing. She should take a photo. It clarified things, just in case. What if I blamed her? Of course, you have to prevent it. If you can't protect yourself, how can that be?
In recent years, mainland China saw many incidents of good Samaritans helping old people up and being accused of knocking them down in the first place. Some are even convicted and made to pay compensation. That has scared off many potential do-gooders. But others can't resist helping the needy, so they take a picture or video or find an eyewitness before lending a hand.
In a nation with a 5,000-year civilization, morality has deteriorated so severely it's absurd.
Tan Feng has created a website called China Haren to promote the tenet advocating good people, helping good people. He says good Samaritans being falsely accused has caused many Chinese to develop a phobia against doing good. To fight this pitiful situation, he started 3 years ago a risk fund for helping the elderly. It voluntarily helps do-gooders who've been sued.
We should give wrongly accused do-gooders who succor the elderly spiritual, moral and legal help, even financial compensation. We should help as many as we can.
The fund has a group of lawyers helping out voluntarily. On this day, Tan Feng and some of the lawyers went to Guangdong's Heyuan to visit a case.
我们是中国好人网，中国好人网是一个民间的公益组织。
他许了愿望。
许了愿望。
On New Year's Eve last year, as Mrs. Wu and her husband Wu Weiqing rode their motorcycle past an octogenarian, the man fell to the ground. Wu Weiqing alighted to help the man up, but was accused of having mowed him down in the first place. Wu denied it vehemently, but he took the old man to the hospital and even advanced part of the fees. The old man was found to have sustained femoral fractures. His family sought tens of thousands of yuan in medical fees from Wu. 2 days later, Wu Weiqing drowned himself in the river. Mrs. Wu says her late husband was known in their village as an honest man, often volunteering to help repair village roads and maintain hygiene. She's certain he never hit any passerby and had committed suicide because of the unrelenting pressure from the old man's family.
He told our daughter they wanted tens of thousands of yuan. Where would our family get tens of thousands? He said it was a dead end. I didn't hit him. I was wrongly accused. He said one of their family members was an official. We've no official in our family. We couldn't win. Then he said, your dad doesn't want to die. They forced him. They said we better bring them tens of thousands. If we didn't, it'd be hard to say what would happen. They really frightened my husband. He saw no way out. He went and didn't tell me. I don't know how I'll live without him.
The Public Security Bureau has formed a special unit to scrutinize this case. No results yet. Tan Feng's fund has given the family a condolence payment.
This is Good Samaritan. This is condolence for your family to ease your way through this.
I hope you get redress for him.
Last June in Sichuan's Dazhou, 3 boys helped an old woman who'd fallen down. The woman accused the boys of knocking her down. She and her son demanded 7,500 yuan in medical fees from the boys' families. A police probe found the woman had fallen on her own and charged the woman and her son with extortion. The son was detained for 10 days and fined 500 yuan. This is mainland China's first proven extortion case among the many cases of do-gooders helping out the elderly. Before this, people who tried to blackmail Good Samaritans never had to bear legal responsibility. Last August, Shenzhen enacted a local law that stipulates if a beneficiary accused his benefactor of having inflicted an injury, the beneficiary must produce the evidence. If he twisted the facts and falsely accused his benefactor, he must account for it. Some lawyers think China should apply this law nationwide and examine the Good Samaritan law overseas to add the exclusion of liability clause. This would alleviate do-gooders' worries of having the tables turned on them.
Offering help for free in an emergency need to comply with only 2 factors. When you help someone and you inadvertently cause harm or aggravate harm to others, you don't have to bear any responsibility or legal repercussions. Then people won't worry about helping others.
After seeing a news report on a Good Samaritan being falsely accused due to helping an elderly, 65-year-old retired editor Si Huaiyan spent 3 months writing a 3,000-word open letter titled Youths of Luoyang, Don't Worry, Help Us, and released it online. He encouraged the elderly to respect themselves and not immorally cheat others. The letter resonated with netizens.
Old people must at least know and respect themselves. They absolutely must not bring suffering and trouble upon themselves. Young people must also understand old people. Respect the old and love the young is China's traditional morality.
It is said that roads are the face of a city, showing its society's humanity, quality, and systems. Roads reflect societies. So individuals and governments must strive to build and maintain roads. Si Huaiyan plans to release another open letter very soon.
When I send another one, it'll probably be an open letter thanking young people. The social atmosphere has improved in the last 2 years. They dare help out old folks who've fallen. My essay might thank youths, but that doesn't mean urging youths to help us up.
Well, thank you for watching our show. It will be re-aired on Tuesday and Saturday, as well as on tvb.com. Until next time, from the Pearl Report team, good night, good luck, and good health.